We are following breaking news now at 4:30. Ventura County Sheriff's deputies are in pursuit.
That's right. Gil Levis in Sky 5 overhead with details. Gil.
John and Sam, it's a high-speed chase, 120 miles an hour at one point. We're about 97, almost 100 miles an hour right now. Heavy traffic. We're eastbound on the 118 freeway. This started along the 23 freeway when Ventura County Sheriff's tried to pull this vehicle over. We're trying to get the want on the vehicle, but the vehicle took off. It did exit at Terra Rijada for a few seconds and then got back on the 23. It's now on the 118 eastbound and is in Simi Valley. So we're keeping an eye out for the Sheriff's Department. The airship is going to be arriving shortly, but this vehicle driving very fast on the 118 freeway in some heavier traffic. In fact, we saw it coming around a curve on the 118, and it looked like it hit one of the vehicles. It tried to split lanes between one of the vehicles there in the slow lane, and it looks like it may have scraped that vehicle, but continued on here, possibly hitting another one doing the same thing. So we're looking at 96 miles an hour right now, and the Ventura County Sheriff's trying to catch up to the vehicle. Because of speed and the traffic, they've been having a hard time keeping up with the vehicle, who's been using the shoulder of the road to pass. But again, we have, oh, it looks like a tire came off possibly of that vehicle. Not sure what happened there. There was a tire that came off and hit that truck that he passed. So they may have a problem or may have an issue with this vehicle now with possibly one tire missing. We'll see what happens. It happened so quick, I couldn't tell if it came off the vehicle or not. It looks like he's going to be exiting here, Jim. He's going to be exiting the freeway here. This is going to be at Tapo Canyon. Hard on the brakes. He hits the brakes. That car is disabled likely. Oh no, the car's going to roll away. Two suspects running. The driver in that pink. There's a third one coming out of the back. We're going to stick with the driver right there, and he's going southbound away from the freeway into a neighborhood here and jumping a fence. They're all three going to stick together here, and we should be seeing the airship coming up overhead. Let me come out to a wider shot. They're all in this backyard. This is going to be off of Woodhaven, and they're running still together in that backyard, maybe trying to get into the shed. One's going into the shed, and the second one's going into the shed. The driver there, he's going to go in the shed. All three in the shed here. So again, this is off of Woodhaven, just south of the 118 freeway. The vehicle coming off the tire coming off the vehicle, I should say, and we're in the 2400 block of Woodhaven Court. It's Woodhaven Court, and we'll see what happens when the police get on scene. You see the swimming pool there. I'll come to a wide shot. We'll keep an eye on that shed, but you can see the vehicle on the side of the road. Fortunately, it stopped. It stopped rolling, but again, a tire came off suddenly, hitting a pickup, or a big rig, I should say. The back of the big rig didn't really do anything to that big rig, but it could have been still in lanes and possibly hitting other vehicles. The suspects pulling over abruptly, jumping out and running into this shed. We have yet to see them come out. So we have, oh, they're peeking out right there. They opened the door for a brief second and now back in, but we should be seeing Ventura County Sheriff's and possibly Simi Valley Sheriff's responding to this address. We got a pedestrian here walking in the cul-de-sac here, unknown to them that there's three suspects in that backyard. But at this point, the Sheriff's Department are trying to coordinate with Simi Valley PD to get them on scene here. Three suspects inside of that shed that all came out of that black Mercedes that was high speed at one point, 120 miles an hour on the 118.
Gil, do we have any information about the want, why they were being pursued in the first place?
We don't have the want yet on the vehicle. They were in very hot pursuit of that vehicle on the 23, and it sounded like they were possibly coming from the 101 freeway when we first learned of it, but we have yet to find out the want on the vehicle initially. Maybe for speed, it might have been for something else, but at this point, three suspects still in the shed, and let me come back out to the freeway, and still no police on scene behind the vehicle, but we should be seeing the helicopter come over the scene here, and then the police agencies coming in to make the arrest.
Gil, these suspects were using the emergency lane to fly through traffic. You mentioned 119 miles per hour on the freeway, so that may be why it's taking a while for those Ventura County Sheriff's deputies to catch up with where this Mercedes, it looks like, was ditched on the side of the road there. But you said it's possible that Simi Valley may also have law enforcement getting involved.
Well, certainly Simi Valley PD's aware of the pursuit that was coming through their area here, but we should be seeing some units coming into the scene shortly. Again, this off-ramp, let me get you the off-ramp once again here. I believe this is off of Tapo Canyon is the off-ramp. So we still have the 3 inside the shed here and waiting for the law enforcement to arrive on scene.
And of course, a potentially dangerous situation. Those 3 suspects, unknown at this time if any of them are armed as they continue to hide in this shed on the 2400 block of Woodhaven Court. They are trying to hide in that shed and evade capture by law enforcement. Of course, once authorities arrive, they're going to have some work cut out for them to get those guys to come out. Probably have to use a canine.
Absolutely. They probably think they're in the clear because they gained a big wide distance between the Sheriff's Department vehicles and their vehicles when they were going 120 using that shoulder of the road. Also, the airship wasn't quite over the pursuit when they stopped. So the airship and the police, or the sheriffs I should say, were at a loss of keeping an eye on them. We fortunately had them coming around the curve. And in fact, when they came around the curve on the 118 freeway, it appeared that the vehicle may have clipped another vehicle as it split lanes, and possibly a second vehicle doing the same thing a short time after that. So at this point, 3 in the shed and the vehicle on the shoulder of the road. It looks like, let me come out wide and show you. It looks like, nope, I thought law enforcement was there behind the vehicle, but they have not yet arrived. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. We have, this is going to be Simi Valley PD that have the cul-de-sac now blocked off here, and we should be seeing them advance into this backyard to make the arrest.
I just can't help but feel for that woman who looked like she was just on a walk in her neighborhood when all of a sudden.
Right. You hope the homeowners there are not at home right now as all of this is unfolding. 3 suspects hiding in the shed after a high-speed pursuit on the 118 eastbound. Ditched the car right there at the Tapo Canyon exit and have now are trying to hide inside that backyard shed on the 2400 block of Woodhaven Court. Again, this is in Simi Valley. We see motor officers there and at least 1 patrol unit.
Moorpark Police.
Moorpark Police.
Moorpark, okay. Yeah, Moorpark has responded. So we'll see if they, it looks like they're not sure exactly which house it is because they didn't have the airship overhead. They didn't get the direct address to it, so they're just kind of keeping an eye on all 3 of those homes there in the screen. But yeah, that's the situation right now. And we'll see them make an approach soon once they figure out which house it is.
And we just hope this can end peacefully.
You know,
we don't know if they're armed. We just want officers, everyone in the community to be safe. And hopefully this can just end with them coming out hands up and no further incident. But this does put law enforcement into a peculiar situation.
Absolutely. And they were forced to abandon the vehicle right there during the pursuit because it appeared that a tire blew off the front of the Mercedes that they were trying to evade capture in. All right, we've got police now getting closer to the home, and they are closing in. It would appear that they know that the suspects are in that backyard. We hope they know that they're in that shed.
John and Sam, I want to make a slight correction. We did hear it on a Ventura County Sheriff's frequency, the pursuit that is, break out. Now, it might have been that Moorpark PD were the ones that were in pursuit of the vehicle. That's why they're here. And they sometimes share frequencies or may have adopted that frequency for themselves. So it possibly is Moorpark PD that was in pursuit, not so much the Sheriff's Department from Ventura County.
Got it. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Understood. Well, they have certainly caught up with these suspects now. The situation, of course, very tense as police decide what their next move is going to be as these 3 suspects are hiding in the shed backyard of that home located on the 2400 block of Woodhaven Court. This is in Simi Valley. Yeah, and at this point we can see that they're looks like that's the Sheriff's Department helicopter there overhead. There is now black and white units behind the car that was abandoned on the side of the road, and police units have now all but surrounded the backyard where these 3 suspects are hiding.
And sheriff's deputies from Ventura County now looking into that vehicle that was ditched on the side of the road on Topo Canyon, the exit there, going into this home on 2400 block of Woodhaven Court. Won't give out the exact address, but I am just kind of curious, Gil, do police ever reach out to you or law enforcement reach out to you if you were able to spot something in the air that they maybe hadn't caught up to yet?
Yes, in fact, the airship was talking to my pilot, Jim Pollard, during the chase, was on their way, and because the units were so far back, they lost sight on the ground, and they were relying on us to give a location as he was exiting Topo Canyon. My pilot pointed that out, and then they responded to this cul-de-sac. So they were able to get eyes on that shed right away as soon as those officers rolled up, and now this area is completely surrounded. Yeah, they feel confident enough to do this. They're going to move in to the gate, possibly open the gate and move into the shed. We'll see. But at this point, no movement from the shed at all. We'll see if they give a call out as they get close to the fence. And as they are there now, we'll see what happens if they go try to open that gate. Let's see if it's locked. He's going to reach over. Unlocked. That's good. And they're going to move right in. So they're just feet away from those three suspects.
Sure. A very tense situation right now. Those officers don't know if the suspects are armed, what they are capable of, or what their intentions are. So a very tense situation. As police act carefully here, you can see they've got a shield, guns drawn. Deputies here move in to apprehend these suspects.
Yeah, it's likely they think they're in the clear up until this point. Now they're hearing the call-outs from the police. They're likely saying, we know you're in the shed. We want you to come out with your hands up. But we'll see what happens here.
Clearly armed
coming out.
Here they come. All right, they are coming out with their hands up.
And that's a wise decision. That was the rear passenger. That's the driver in the pink and the front passenger in the black hoodie. They're laying down. The guy in the black hoodie wanted to take a picture, it looked like.
Yeah, that is not, do not do that. That is not what we want to see. That's not what Sheriff's Department wants to see with guns drawn, is a hand in a pocket. Not wise to do that in front of multiple law enforcement officers with a gun on you.
But it would appear that they are complying right now. They're laying on the ground with their hands above their heads, just like officers are telling them to do. And they will soon be taken into custody and taken to jail.
We saw 3 go out of the vehicle, or come out of the vehicle, and 3 go in the shed, and that should be it as far as the suspects in that vehicle. We're still waiting to hear what the want was on this pursuit. But definitely a dangerous pursuit, high speed on the 23, coming away from the 101 freeway onto the 118 freeway, eastbound, 120 miles an hour, may have clipped a couple of vehicles on the freeway, the tire coming off of the vehicle, and then abruptly pulling off at Topo Canyon and jumping into this backyard and hiding in that shed. That did it.
A sigh of relief for everyone watching, and I'm sure for law enforcement that this ends so far peacefully. One more to go, and no weapons had to be fired or used, no tear gas, no canine, and hopefully this will all come to an end peacefully in Simi Valley following that pursuit, which started in Ventura County.
Yeah, they've now taken two suspects into custody. They're handcuffed, being put in the back of a patrol unit, and this is the third suspect. I believe Gil said this was the driver of that Mercedes, who is now walking back with his hands up as police deputies there take him into custody. They were hiding behind a home inside of a shed in the backyard of a home located on the 2400 block of Woodhaven Court. All of this happening right now in Simi Valley. And
you see one deputy had a less than lethal weapon ready to go in case something happened. That's the yellow weapon you can see behind that officer in a vest. And as these 3 are taken into police custody, Gil, thank you for staying on top of this. We understand you were there before the law enforcement aircraft was able to see where they ended up. So good on you and John.